We're coming in too fast. Damn, air brake failure. They blew too early. I'm losing her. Right for impact.
Chief, can you hear me?
At last.
Are you all right? Can you move?
Hey guys, it's me, Johnny Crims 2000 here. Welcome back to Let's Play Halo Combat Evolved. So as you guys just saw, last part we were escaping the Pillar of Autumn. That was the big spaceship looking thing that we were escaping, and now we have escaped through our Bumblebee escape pod. Forgot to mention that's what they're called, and we have landed on this strange world here. As you can see, there is a huge ring, and if you've never seen, if you've never followed the Halo series at all, this is basically Halo. In fact, this is what the level is called. It's called Halo. The best way that I can really describe it is that it's sort of like this world. It has natural formation, so it looks like it's a planet, but it's actually like a man-made, or it's not man-made, but it's an artificial planet. So that's why, you know, we're gonna be on this thing the entire rest of the game, and it's gonna look like we're on Earth, but it really isn't. It's Halo. And as you guys can see here, we are introduced to the Banshees. Those are the Banshees, the Covenant spaceship-looking things. And right now, really, we can't do anything with them. You can shoot them down, but really, there's no point. In fact, you're just wasting bullets. During this playthrough, I kind of thought that I had to take them down, but I remembered, hey, I can just pretty much walk away. And the other thing that you just saw there was the Spirit, which are Covenant dropships that, when they show up, they lower themselves. They can shoot you because they have like this gun, this turret mounted on them, and whenever they fly over you and they spot you, it will shoot you. But its main purpose isn't to attack. Its main purpose is to pretty much just drop somewhere around here, somewhere in your area, and drop down or lower itself down, and it'll drop Covenant. Yeah, Covenant. And it's basically just a carrier for enemies. Essentially, that's all it is. You can't shoot it down. There is absolutely no way that you can destroy a Spirit dropship, at least not in this game. And as I mentioned before, the Banshees that were once chasing me are gone. I really suggest just outrunning them. Really, that's the best thing that I can suggest. And I have to say that this is probably one of the most annoying levels in the entire game. At least for me. I mean, it's a good second level, I suppose, but really it's a bit confusing. You'll see me, I had some bad moments while I was recording the footage for this level. Essentially what it is that you're in this entire level. It's very, very wide open. In fact, there's one moment in this level where I have to backtrack because of how easy it is to lose yourself. It's very open level, and in fact, we're about to see something right here. So we meet up with, I think that's Johnson, and we're supposed to, there's going to be a dropship somewhere around here, and in fact, I think I see it over there. They're talking about it. There's a dropship that's going to come in, and we're supposed to go ahead and kill this thing, and I died. Yeah, I had a couple hiccups. I can't help it. I died. What you're seeing now is actually my second attempt at this. Clever editing, of course. You're welcome. But there's a dropship. That's basically what it does. My suggestion is that you just fling a grenade, any type of grenade over there, so that it's pretty much just destroys the Covenant as they come out. But basically the point of this entire level, and why it's so annoying, and why I hiccuped so much, is that essentially this is an as open level as the Halo series will ever get, in my opinion. And essentially you have all these different stations that or not stations, but areas that you have to go to. The mission in the context of the game is that you're trying to find other escape pods that escape the Pillar of Autumn. Of course, yours was one of them, but there are more of them, and you're trying to you're trying to find them in order to find any survivors of the crash, any survivors that left the Pillar of Autumn, so you can join up with them. Along the way, you're supposed to fight any Covenant that drop down through these drop ships, the spirits. And you may think to yourself that that's easy enough, but really, you know, the terrain can be a bit confusing sometimes. It's all very similar. That's one thing that I don't particularly like about this installment. I hold Halo Combat Evolved very close to my heart because it is, obviously it's the first Halo game. It's very first in my experience, the very first-person shooter that I really got into. But the level design can be a bit too much at times. Can be a bit bland. And you'll definitely see it here and in one other level, which I won't talk about yet because I'm sure some of you who have played this game before know what level I'm talking about when I mention the word monotonous, long, and boring level design. But in this level, you combine that with the fact that you have to go around all over the place trying to find these drop ships, and it can get a bit too much. My suggestion for this is that every time you find an escape pod, like I am doing here right now, you can sometimes find health, you can find grenades rather, you can find weapons, and at one point you can find a sniper rifle, which I will make use of later on. But essentially you're just doing this the entire level. You go from one place to another, you find the escape pod, you'll trigger either a conversation with the NPCs, or you'll trigger a spirit dropship that'll come down, and of course you have to kill all the Covenant to progress through the next part of the level. That's it. That's all you do this entire level, and it's not the most fun level in the entire game in my opinion, because it can get really monotonous, and as you guys will see, I do screw up. I do edit out my screw ups as best to my to the best of my abilities, but again, what can you do? When I recorded this, I hadn't played this game in a while, so you have to forgive me for that. Another bit of interesting news, or not news, but one more thing that we are introduced in this level is the jackals. The jackals, stuttering. The jackals are those things that you guys saw. They have shields, and essentially they're not particularly harder. They're just a little. You can't just blast them to get rid of them. Because they have shields, of course, you can't just shoot them to death. I mean, you can. I can't remember if in this game, if you shoot it enough, their shields will go down, or if that's something that was introduced in later games. Like I said, I haven't played this series in a while, which is a shame on me. Well, I haven't played this game in a while. I've played, Reach and Halo 3 recently, as you guys may know, because I did my Let's Play Halo Reach and Halo 3 Online live. But with the jackals, there's a portion of their shields that is, there's a portion of it that's cut out, and that's where you're supposed to shoot. And that's the only area that you can shoot. And my suggestion is, with the jackals, that's a good time to whip out the pistol. The pistol or the sniper rifle is probably the best thing that you can use against the jackals, especially from long distance, since you can't really zoom in with the rifle or the needler or the plasma rifle. And they're not really all that hard, really. It's not until the later parts of the series where they start getting snipers. I can't remember. Actually, I think they do have them here. I think they do have snipers in this game, but those guys can be a pain. But yeah. And of course, here we are also introduced to a very popular Halo staple of the series, which is the Warthog. The Warthog is basically a kind of like your standard vehicle of the Halo series. It seats 3, a driver, a passenger, and the guy manning the turret in the back. And this is actually where, when I first played this game, I thought, holy crap, this is awesome, because to my knowledge, no other major first-person shooter game allowed you to use vehicles. Even nowadays, like I think like the Call of Duty series didn't do that. I'm not the biggest Call of Duty person in the world, guys, so if I'm getting this wrong, I'm sorry. But even nowadays with Black Ops and Modern Warfare 3, you don't pilot vehicles. Like I said, I don't know if that's true or not, but you guys have every right to correct me. But last time I checked, you don't drive vehicles in those games. Maybe you'll get a section where you're like shooting from the back of a vehicle, you know, very standard. I mean, Medal of Honor did that, but nowhere where you actually drive the vehicle. And this is pretty cool, but unfortunately the controls are a bit meh, because you're still controlling them like you would with like first-person shooter logic, in that you press forward to accelerate, you press backwards to either stop or reverse, and then you aim your direction, you know, with the right stick, and that's how you steer. And it can take a little while to get used to. In fact, when this game first came out, this game got almost perfect scores, with the exception being of the controls. And it's not that the controls are bad by any means. I think that they're pretty, you know, they were pretty beast. I mean, it took you a while because, you know, at the time we weren't used to using two sticks to control, you know, one to control where we move and one to control where we look. You know, that took a while, but for the most part, the reason why some publications rated it a little lower for the controls was because of the vehicles. And, you know, it just, like everything else, it just takes a while to get used to. And my god, am I lost. I know what to do here. What you're supposed to do here is that there's a bridge right there, but the bridge is out. There's no way that you can get across. I'm just going around trying to shoot everybody because, you know, why not? But what you're supposed to do is that there's this little opening right here. I knew it was there, by the way. I'm not blind. I remember this part. You're supposed to go up here. There's a elite right here. Just take him out. He's not that hard. He's a red elite, so he may take a little longer than the blue normal elites, but shouldn't give you a problem. Just whack him. He's fine. And you go up here. You walk all the way down, and there is a button that you press that will extend the bridge. And of course, because this is Halo, the bridge is a really, really cool looking blue bridge. Ooh. That's one thing that I forgot to mention. One of the things that I really like about the Halo series is just the setting. I mean, all this stuff just looks really cool. You know, this is stuff that you really didn't, you know, even nowadays, you don't really see all that much with first-person shooters. I think it took a while for, like, other franchises to catch up as far as, you know, the look of this game, the world that this game created. And I would argue that even, you know, even Call of Duty hasn't gotten to the point where it's, you know, basically what I'm trying to say is that Halo is pretty much, in my opinion, like the Star Wars of video games. It created an entire, you know, it was based off of, you know, originally 3 little games, you know, Halo 1, 2, and 3. And from those 3 games, we got so much from them. You know, we got an entire universe worth of media, you know. So now it's not just games. You have, you know, animes, you have mangas, you have novels that are very, very well received. And that's one thing that a lot of people don't realize, that the novels are actually, you know, New York bestsellers. So it's not like, you know, it's not just the little things that are supplemental to the video games and only people, you know, only Halo nerds will get it. You know, these are bestsellers here. So anyway, here we go. We're going, you know, like I said before, we're just basically doing the exact same thing we're doing. That bridge part right there was the most exciting part of the entire level. That's it. Everything else is basically just this. You're going over hills, you're going over little creeks in your Warthog, and that's pretty much it. Not that exciting, honestly. And here you can pick up, this is where you can, I believe, yeah, this is where you can get the sniper. I highly, highly suggest that you get it. And here we go, guys. We have the sniper. I'm a beast with the sniper. And here's a little bit tidbit. If your gunner dies and the only person that you have left is the guy in the passenger seat, just go over him, press the X button, because if you press the X button, it'll force him to get out, drive up a little bit, and he'll position the Warthog so that he has to get into the gunner seat. And that's how you replace it. But anyway, we have the sniper, we have our Warthog. Holy crap, we're going to beat the crap out of the Covenant. And it's going to be so freaking awesome, guys. I can't wait. I'm going to get out of this Warthog and I'm going to shoot every one of those. I died. Oh. Well, crap. See you guys in part 4. As always, if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you want to get more stuff from me. In the meantime, if you like my videos, be sure to find me on Twitter, Tumblr, Raptr, and Screwattack.com to see the other gaming related content that I upload. Info is in the description. Who knows? Maybe you'll like my stuff. Maybe? Maybe?